Hi everyone, it is the end of day one. It's coming up to 1 o'clock in the morning and this is the situation. It's still light, which is completely bonkers. Like many of you watching, I live in a city, and today over half the world's population live in urban areas, and that number is only set to rise. And it makes sense. You've got greater work opportunities, you might live closer to your friends, and of course you're never too far away from a decent coffee shop. But I do think it has its downsides, and for me, living in a city often can leave me feeling anxious and overwhelmed. There's always somewhere to be, somewhere to see, and there's this pressure just to keep up with that pace. So what's the alternative? We've come to Lapland in northern Finland to learn what it's like to live in the wilderness. And from first impressions, that's exactly what this place is. It is a wilderness. When we flew in, you could see nothing but trees and frozen lakes. And as you can see from the empty roads now, it's so quiet. Our guide to the region will be Petri, who is a Sami reindeer herder, and as far back as recorded history, the Sami people have kept a really close relationship with the reindeer, relying on them for food, transport, clothing, and more recently tourism. But right now it's spring, and that means it's calving season. So Petri will be gathering all of the pregnant females into a small enclosure, and that's where we're going now. This female reindeer just here, we can actually see her baby kicking inside her belly. So Petri thinks she's going to give birth in about 2 days' time. At the height of calving season in mid-May, Petri will expect around 10 births each day. I was eager to witness a birth for myself, but had missed this one by mere moments. There's one mother and a calf just under that tree over there. And the baby's probably about an hour old. I could just sit and watch them for hours.
Much better than TV.
Much better than TV, yeah. As with many other deer species, reindeer calves are mobile in a remarkably short amount of time. They're on their feet within minutes of being born and will be accomplished runners within days. Although they roam wild for most of the year, Petri keeps the pregnant females and their calves in a small enclosure to protect them from predators, including brown bears, wolves, golden eagles and wolverine, while also keeping them well fed and healthy. This one here?
This is my pet.
Your pet?
Yeah.
I thought they were all wild animals.
Yeah, but I have two that kind of females, but I must take it home when they are baby and they lose their mom. And now she have already second own baby.
I mean, all of these reindeer are wild animals to you, but you admit you have a soft spot for that one.
Yeah, maybe when this gets old, maybe I don't eat this.
You're gonna be saved. While looking after the pregnant females and their calves, Petri sets up camp nearby where he lives almost entirely self-sufficiently, cooking on an open fire, food which he has either grown, caught, or yes, herded.
There's some reindeer meat.
Oh, so that's already cooked reindeer meat?
Yes.
We just need to warm it up?
Yes.
Okay, all right, then let's take it in.
Okay, and there's my home.
You're home from home. It's slightly odd eating it because of what we've seen today. But for you, this is your livelihood because you're a reindeer herder. Really, it's the meat that you're interested in.
Yep, when we herd the reindeer and when we sell the reindeer meat, that's where we get the money.
Do you think it's important to have that understanding of where your food comes from?
Yeah, of course, yeah. And you know what you eat. Big cities, there's people who eat the meat, but they don't even know and think that is being animal who's alive, and they think the meat is coming like factory. Only what I put there, it's butter and water and salt. Nothing.
That's it?
Yes.
Very simple.
Yeah.
So this is my first taste of macaroni reindeers.
Is there enough salt?
It's really good.
Okay.
That's really good. The teepee, carved wooden cups and reindeer hides that make up Petri's camp have changed a little from how his ancestors would have lived hundreds of years ago. But there is one invention that has revolutionised the life of a modern reindeer herder: the snowmobile.
Before the snowmobiles, people go outside the forest, they're living in the teepee. But nowadays, when we go like 40-50 kilometers outside the forest, it's only half hour, 1 hour driving back in the evening.
So you can get home to the wife and kids.
Yeah. Sometimes it's good to stay outside the forest.
We're going much further out now to where the frozen lakes are. That's where we're going to go ice fishing. Oh, this is so weird. We're just going to go onto the ice. Oh, that's slightly nerve-wracking.
Your right hand put here
Yes.
and left hand here.
Yes.
And now. So there's this much ice.
That's a lot. Okay, we're
Smell-
fine. We're
it
fine. We're all
smells a
good,
little bit.
guys.
Petri, there's something nibbling on it!
Is there a fish?
Oh my
that was a nice one. Well done.
I feel slightly conflicted because I eat fish. If I was to go to the supermarket and buy some salmon, obviously that salmon has been caught, it's then been processed, it's been carried miles and miles and miles, probably across oceans. But here, Petri has just taken his snowmobile out to a lake that he knows really well. He is fishing and he's just putting it on the table for his family, and that's it. I strongly believe that this is the better way to do it. I don't know how I feel about catching them. We've just got back from ice fishing and the guys are unpacking the sled, and I can't believe it, but it's actually about midnight and I've never experienced anything like this. The Sami call this the midnight sun, and that means that there is a time during the summer where it just never gets dark, but also consequently there's a time in the winter where it is constantly dark, and the reindeers have adapted to deal with this. So in the summer their eyes are a yellow-green colour, and in the winter they're a lovely deep blue, and that happens due to a change in the tissue behind their retina. But it's their winter blue eyes that are extra sensitive to light, letting more in to help them deal with those long dark polar evenings. I, however, might just need an eye mask. There is something so satisfying about making a fire. So Petri and our cameraman Tom have taken the snowmobile up into the hills, and they're going to see if they can find a reindeer actually giving birth. So you can only fit 2 people on a snowmobile. So I'm staying here with my fingers crossed, hoping that they're able to capture something.
Petri and I went out on the snowmobile following this one female reindeer that had a kind of birth sac, the beginnings of a birth sac.
So she's obviously actually trying to find some privacy.
Yeah, she was trying to get away from us basically, and we were trying to kind of be respectful and leave her to it. They find a spot as far away from camera people as possible. She was kind of hanging out there and she starts to lie down, and basically in that moment at some point she stands up, and that you can see there, that's the baby. So that is a newborn.
Oh
baby.
my God, you did such a good job. You've got deep snow, all of the trees, a hill, and a
We
pregnant
can't.
reindeer who wants privacy. Amazing job.
Thank
We
you.
got a birth.
In a land of extremes, the life of a reindeer herder must adapt to the seasons. However, it is the springtime and calving season that is always Petri's favourite time of the year. The new generation of reindeer symbolising the continuing traditions of the Sami herdsmen.
During my short visit, I saw how the old customs have survived while new technologies like the snowmobile bring the tradition into the modern age. And I was curious to find out what the future might hold.
What do you think reindeer herding will look like 100 years from now?
I hope it's same, and there is still reindeer herders who's living for that. People are scaring a little bit, there's coming big mining areas, but there's not here in our area, there's not yet, and we hope there's not coming.
I know everyone asks you this, but do you hope your children will go on to be reindeer herders?
Yeah, if somebody asks, what you want to do when you grow up, they say, I want to be a reindeer herder. But when they grow up, they can make their own choice, because this is that kind of job. It must come in your heart, must want to do it, because it's hard job. No weekdays, no weekends, and you'll never be a millionaire. But we have a world best office, our nature,
You do.
and we have our own freedom.
The crew are just packing up, and sadly we've come to the end of our 2 days here in Lapland, and it has just been absolutely amazing. We have our conveniences at home, but Petri has made a home out here in the wilderness with just a knife and a reindeer mat, and the whole experience has just really brought me back down to earth, and that has been refreshing and so wonderful. Petri has just been the most incredible host, and if you want to learn more about him and his life as a Sami reindeer herder, then check out the video on our sister channel on BBC Earth. And of course, if you enjoyed this one, make sure you like, subscribe and click on that bell icon to be notified every single time we upload. And that's it from us, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Bye.